My dad mocked me for being a janitor. He toasted, "At Thanksgiving." To the kids who made something of themselves and didn't end up cleaning toilets, I didn't respond. I just left. Years later, he sat outside my office waiting for a job. The turkey was dry, but the atmosphere was colder. My dad, David, stood at the head of the table, his wine glass shimmering under the dining room chandelier. He looked at my brother, the senior analyst, and my sister, the marketing director, with a pride that bordered on worship. Then his eyes flickered to me. He didn't smile. "I want to make a toast," he said, his voice booming. "To the kids who worked hard. To the kids who made something of themselves and didn't end up cleaning toilets for a living." The table went silent. My sister looked at her plate. My brother took a sudden, intense interest in the cranberry sauce. I was 22. I had dropped out of college to pay for mom's medical bills before she passed. I was working double shifts as a night janitor at a tech firm to keep a roof over my head. My hands were cracked from industrial bleach. My back ached. And my father had just spat on my sacrifice in front of the whole family. "Dad," I said quietly, "that's enough." He laughed, a sharp, jagged sound. "Is it? Truth hurts, doesn't it? You're a janitor, Leo. You're the guy people walk past without looking at. Don't expect me to pretend I'm proud." I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I didn't even finish my wine. I stood up, tucked my chair in, and grabbed my coat. "Where are you going?" he demanded. "The pie isn't even out." "I'm going to go clean something," I said, starting with the dirt you just threw on me. I walked out. I blocked his number that night. I blocked them all. I didn't just stay a janitor. I watched. I spent 3 years cleaning the offices of Apex Solutions, a massive logistics startup. While the engineers slept, I read the manuals they left on their desks. I listened to the late-night venting of the CTO, who stayed until 2 a.m. I realized their inventory system was hemorrhaging money because of a simple coding glitch in their sorting algorithm. I didn't just mop the floor of the server room. I learned how the servers breathe. I took my savings, bought a beat-up laptop, and built a prototype for a streamlined logistics interface. I called it Sweep because it cleaned up the mess the big guys left behind. 5 years passed. Then 7, then 10. Sweep didn't just succeed. It became the industry standard. I became the guy people look at. I became the guy who owns the building. Last Tuesday, my assistant buzzed my desk. "Mr. Sterling, there's a man in the lobby. He doesn't have an appointment, but he says he's family. He's here for the open call for the regional manager position." I looked at my security monitor. There he was, David. He looked older. His suit was cheap and hung off his thinning frame. He looked like a man who had been restructured out of his comfortable middle management life and was desperate for a lifeline. He was sitting on the edge of the designer leather sofa, clutching a folder. He looked nervous. He looked small. "Send him up," I said. When he walked into my office, his eyes swept over the floor-to-ceiling windows, the mahogany desk, and finally me. Recognition hit him like a physical blow. He turned pale. "Leo," he whispered. You own this?" I didn't stand up. I didn't offer him a hand. "I prefer CEO, David," I said. "But you can call me Mr. Sterling," he stammered, opening his folder. I didn't know. I've been out of work for 18 months. The pension didn't hold up. I saw the opening for the regional lead. "I have 30 years of experience." I leaned back and looked at his resume. I didn't even read it. I just remembered the smell of bleach and the sound of his laughter over a turkey dinner. "The regional lead handles our most prestigious accounts," I said coldly. "It requires someone with a certain dignity, someone who understands the value of every role in this company." "Leo, please," he said, his voice cracking. "I'm your father. I was trying to motivate you back then. It was tough love." I stood up then. I walked around the desk. I reached into my desk drawer and pulled out a small, yellow plastic bottle of industrial strength glass cleaner. I set it on the desk between us. "You told the family you weren't proud of me because I cleaned toilets," I said, my voice steady and low. "You told them I was the guy people walk past without looking at." I looked him dead in the eye. "Now you're the guy sitting in my lobby, begging for a paycheck from the toilet cleaner." He looked at the bottle, then at me. Tears filled his eyes. "Am I hired?" he whispered. I picked up the bottle and handed it to him. "We have a night shift opening at our warehouse in Jersey," I said. "They need a janitor." "It's honest work, David. If you're lucky, maybe in 10 years you'll make something of yourself." I didn't wait for him to respond. I sat back down and pressed the intercom. "Security, please escort the candidate out. He's overqualified for the roles we have available." As they let him out, he didn't say a word. He just clutched his folder and kept his head down. I watched him walk past the glass walls of my office. He was right about one thing. I didn't even look at him. "I have a meeting with my board of directors in 10 minutes, and I want to make sure the room is spotless."